Hey y'all, and welcome back to the HackShack. Today I've got a pretty fun one. I've got my hands on a computer here that I had briefly back when I was in my early 20s, and I let it go. I've got about 4 sad stories like that, but that's one of the ones like this one. If you're watching this and you're from my hometown and you know that you gave this to me, thank you, and I'm sorry. You'll see what it is here in a minute, but I got this. I was into some other things at the time, so I kind of played with it a little bit, and it was before information was so freely flowing, or to the level of my interest at the time that I would dedicate to trying to find out about more stuff about how to use this particular machine. So I can distinctly remember taking this machine, and this is painful to say, I remember putting it on the curb. I do think it disappeared, so that's good. Hopefully it got a new home, but that's been, oh gosh, probably 20 years ago now, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, so don't usually have much luck around here on Facebook Marketplace and such. This is a little smaller town where we are. There's some bigger metros nearby, but to actually find something that's here and to get it before it's gone is a rarity. This particular machine popped up on Facebook Marketplace and was still available. So did the whole meet you at a public parking lot thing and exchanged money for product. I didn't even test it. This is probably going to bite me back in the bottom, but we'll find out in just a few minutes here. Like I said, I've had this for about 5 months. I just put it in a box. I was like, hey, this would be great for septandy, and it's been in storage and moved a couple of times around the house. I've never even plugged it in since I got it. So you will see there'll be editing, of course, because I'm editing things, but you will see if it's alive or not. I won't make it artificially dead or vice versa when the first power up. And I think I'm just going to go for it and turn it on. Oh no, to kind of keep it exciting. So let's see how it goes. This thing had been stashed away in the not so pretty side of the basement, so I had to go find it and grab it. Then I picked it up and brought it towards the HackShack section of the basement to check things out. Before putting it up on the work table, I gave the documentation that was included a quick look. This manual right here looks very neat. I can't wait to dig in that some more. Here's just like a little quick startup thing with some commands and stuff. And this was a cassette COM user's guide, but I've got no cassette stuff, but it looks like it says terminal software, but there's nothing included, so I'm not sure about that. These were the manuals in the ad, not the ones that were in the box, but one of these is not even for the right machine. Next, I muscled this box up onto my work table and got the computer out of the old compact box here. I probably got my work cut out for me, but I really dig the way this machine looks. As we do a quick flyby here, you can kind of see, looks like some paint overspray, a lot of dust, just needs a good cleaning. And this keyboard is, wow, looky there. It's going to need a deep cleaning. I'm assuming I'm going to probably end up taking those keycaps off of there and giving it a good scrub. And there's this little dent here, and we'll touch on it later, but let's keep looking around the side here. You can see some blemishes, some places where the paint may be a little roughed up. There's a definite spot where the paint's rubbed through right there. Various scratches and just a little dingy. And a place where some adhesive was on there. Not sure what was up with that. And just a nice little look here at the top again. Just, lots of scratches. Just needs to be cleaned up. So now it's YOLO time. We're just going to fire this thing up without opening it up or looking inside. All right, we're going to give it some power. Probably not a great idea, but hey, let's see what happens. Hey, diskette. Say anything else here? I've never messed with one of these before. I'm not sure. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do right here. I'm assuming if I had a disc in there, then I could do something, but yeah. None of these keys seem stuck. I guess that's good, but I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I do see something here that is not great, and I think it has to do with how it was stored possibly, or what happened to it before I got a hold of it, because I've always been real ginger with it. This is what I'm talking about. Look, I noticed this gap at the bezel. See, I'm assuming there's like a standoff or a screw right here, and it being with the front of the CRT up, I'm betting it was pushed down, or the way it was set down or stored. I'm assuming there's a standoff that's broken back there. See how that's moving? So that's not great, but I guess we'll see when we open it up what that looks like. Increase that. 1980 Radio Shack Model 3. That's cool. Whoa, cool. Yo, septandy. All right, let's take a peek inside. I want to see what's up, how bad or how big of a pain it's going to be to secure that monitor back. All right, let's get this thing on the side. Quick thing before I forget, I might show a close-up again, but I think I was reading or watched something where it said they had different size screws, and some of them are longer, and if you put the ones that are too long up front, I bet that's how that got this dimple when someone was putting it back together. It was like that when I got it, but if I hadn't heard someone read that, I probably would have done the same thing, so I'm glad that I know that. That way I'll make sure I don't make it happen on the other side. So let's get this thing flipped over on its side a little bit and see if we can get the screws out so we can look inside without hopefully tearing anything up. Model info there. Let's see what that says real quick. All right, this is a 281068. Serial number 0001520. So maybe we can look that up and I can overlay if that corresponds to what we think it is. You can see here, I'll show you. See how that's longer than the one's longer than the other one, and that's why it'll poke through the keyboard up front if you use that. I think he said tilt it forward a little bit, but when I'm tilting it forward, okay, please don't break the monitor. Oh, I'm gonna break a wire. All right. Whoa, cool. Ooh, this thing is dirty. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's broken right there. I'll bring the camera around and show you. It's really broken right there. Wow. But maybe I can super glue that. And I know I'm staying away from the thing, guys. I'm not gonna get shocked, so just cool your jets. Let's give you a little shot of how dirty this sucker is. So, you know, from looking at that sticker, I assume it's been opened before, but it has probably been a while. There's a CRT and stuff. But here's the broken thing. Let's show you that. Let's zoom in here. See that? That's kind of broken. You can see up here, similar thing there. Here I'm disconnecting the data cable from this CRT board, and you'll see me, I thought I had to unscrew to get that ground, but I didn't realize it was just on a tab, so there, I'm tightening it back down as I remove the ground there. And here I'm just working the nuts off the posts so I can remove or prepare to remove the CRT from the chassis so I can get a better look at things and try to get an idea of how I can go about repairing these posts. Here I am loosening up the clamp that holds the yoke on and removing the yoke. And you'll see me loosening these screws that hold that CRT control board in, and alright, that's that loose out of there. Got the right tool now if this socket's deep enough. Sure, it is going to be a pain in the butt. Alright, I'm going to put this somewhere soft where it hopefully will not be damaged. Yeah, these two bottom ones just came on off during that. I'm not sure. That one's kind of gross. Alright. So we got three broken ones and one not broken. I'm sure it's just not broken yet. Yeah, I see cracks in that one, so not great. I proceeded to make a post on the artist formerly known as Twitter and try to reach out to TJB Chris first, because I know he has done a bunch of Tandy repairs and had a lot of folks chime in. TJB Chris, Retro Bits TV, 8-Bit Boys Retro, and of course Hey Bert. And I ultimately decided to see if I could 3D model like a sleeve to fit around that with a little extra room so I could just dump some epoxy in to kind of strengthen the whole thing up. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I made this first prototype, but it wasn't even like a box shape. There's no way for it to fit. Then I made my first box shape one, and I went through subsequent numerous fittings and trial and error to try to come up with a good shape, and I ultimately thought I had a good one, but I made the mistake of thinking that all four corners kind of had the same spacing, and that was not the case. And what I ended up doing was thinking I almost had it, and then I ended up making one final version that was a little bit more narrow. This one you're seeing right here was the one that almost was the final version, but ultimately I made one more revision and made a trial, and I'll show that one here. And this was the one that I kind of went with, and this was the one that was a little bit more narrow, like you see fitting there, and I made some more that weren't quite as tall as that one to fit the other four corners. So what I'll show next here is two sections. The first is where I actually repair the posts, and then the next section is where I put the sleeves on the post and fill that with epoxy. Alright, we're going to try to put some JB Wheel plastic bond here. This is not an ideal lighting situation. I've got it on its side. I've got a little light pointed in there, so hopefully this will give you a rough idea of what we're doing here. I'm going to try to first just put a little bit on, and I'm going to attach all these pieces that are broken, kind of get those secure back on and let that cure, and then we'll come back in and put these support pieces on and slather some extra epoxy in around these after these have cured, and hopefully that'll make the monitor okay again. So I'm just going to squeeze this out. I'm going to take the cap off, squeeze it out, mix some up, and apply some. I don't know if that's equal parts, but we will see. So you just kind of mix that up. You know, the other stuff kind of has an exothermic deal to it, but I'm not sure about this. This one's kind of broken in a funky way. This one in the back is all pretty much broken out completely. Just gonna put some on these threads, and a little piece kind of fell out that was attached to that, so there's a lot missing there. I'll put some of these threads and kind of poke it down in the hole. Alright, so we will wait. Oh crap. That was trying to tilt on me. That is too. I'll just hold these for a couple of minutes. Yep, I will, yeah. Nobody wants to see me get the human clamp.
Some time later.
Do this without breaking it back off. Alright, so what I'm going to show right now is just a sped up sequence of me packing the little support pieces with epoxy on all four corners, and basically it's just a kind of a goopy mess. I probably could have done some things a little differently and kept it a little bit neater. One thing you may ask yourself is why I did this frame while it was inside like this, and I did that like that because there was some glue in one of the back left corner, and I didn't want to mess with that. I wasn't sure how brittle it'd be. And there's like some places where at the front where it's kind of melted, and I just did not want to disturb it or have a chance of breaking it. It looks at first glance like you can just take these screws out and it would come out, but when I looked a little closer, it looked like it would be a little more involved than that. So I just decided to leave it in place and just work on the supports as they were. All right, so just like I've shown, it's been over 24 hours since this is all cured up, so it should be good and solid. So first thing I gotta do is put these base washers down. Hopefully these aren't stuck up too much from some of this residue. We will see if it's workable or if it's gonna give us a hard time, like this one. Maybe I need to chase this one with a nut real quick. Let's see what we get back here. You know what? I think I might chase 2 of these with a nut real quick. Let's see. Alright. There we go. Definitely could have made these a little thinner right here, but seems to be manageable. Okay, we're gonna flip it over and see how it kind of hangs here. So let's go see what that's like. Cross your fingers. Well, I'm seeing, so, you know, I think that's kind of okay. I just thought there was gonna be more of a gap there, but whoops, you know, that's not, this thing's dirty, it's all get out, like I said, but that's not so bad. And no more wobble. So I think that's pretty good for this part. I usually don't end these with my phone in selfie mode, but I'm done with this video. This is going to have to be split into multiple parts, so sorry about that. The whole physical fixing of this CRT threw me off. I've got a couple other things I need to kind of do before I finish this up, but I'm definitely going to finish a cleanup of this, cleaning up of the boards. There's a couple of reefas that already look like they've released the smoke. I'm going to replace those, a general cleanup, and I've got a fun surprise for this that I hope will be a pretty cool enhancement to it. So, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Please stay with me and throw any Tandy advice you got at me, because I'm a Tandy TRS-80 noob. I appreciate any help you can give me. And hopefully you'll be back for the, hopefully we can get the rest of it wrapped up in one video. So, thanks for watching. Take care. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.